Hey guys, welcome to today's Vehicle Visionary. Today, my friends at Holmes Mercedes here in Shreveport, Louisiana have loaned me this Mercedes GLC 300 for the day. And this particular video was inspired by a request from one of my subscribers. And if you ever have a vehicle that I haven't featured here on Vehicle Visionary, but you would like to see me do so, let me know, and I will do everything I can to make that happen. Sometimes that might mean trying to get my foot in the door at a dealership I'm not in yet. So be patient with me, guys. I will do everything I can to make that happen for you. As far as the GLC 300 goes, here are a couple of noteworthy changes for 2020. There is a new 4-cylinder that is making more horsepower and a new innovative infotainment system that I think you're really going to like. We're going to take a lot of time to look at that. And guys, I've listened to your feedback. I asked in my video on the Mercedes S560 what you wanted to see me do differently. And unanimously, I got the request to spend more time on the interior technology, such as the infotainment system, than anything else. So we're going to focus on that today. In addition to everything I've already mentioned, you will find that the GLC 300 has a great balance of performance and handling, being very solid, in addition to a very comfortable ride. Speaking of the ride, the interior does have a lot of space, even in the back seat for the average size adult. Everybody's going to be very comfortable, and we'll talk about cargo capacity in just a little while. If you ever go to open the hood on your vehicle, one of the most frustrating things is finding the hood latch. And I have to say, this has to be one of the best options, or features I should say, on the GLC, is how easy the hood is to open. Once you pull the latch under the dashboard, you don't really have to fuss around looking for a latch to release. It's right here, and you literally just let it go like that. It does have these struts that raise the hood, and under the hood here is the turbocharged inline 4-cylinder making 255 horsepower. It's mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission and gets 22 miles per gallon of gas in the city and 29 out on the highway. Getting into the rear cargo area, there's multiple options, including a motion sensor on this model. Underneath the rear bumper, you just wave your foot under there, the rear liftgate will automatically open. And with the seats in the rear in their upright position, there is a lot of space back here. But if that isn't enough for you, there are a couple of switches, one on each side of the rear cargo area here, that you can toggle to lower those rear seats, increasing your cargo space that much more. Quite a large amount of maximum cargo space available here in the GLC 300. You also have two buttons here on the liftgate for closing it, one of which is the button that says stop on it. You can push that and it will lower the liftgate all the way down, but if you need to stop the process for some reason, you can push that button and it will take care of everything for you. There's also the button on the right with the lock on it that allows you to lower the liftgate while at the same time locking the interior doors. Some of the highlighted features are LED running lights and LED headlights, blind spot sensors, an exterior rear parking camera, proximity keyless entry, and child seat sensing airbag. Okay guys, let's talk technology and navigation as far as what you have available here. The left side steering wheel mounted controls are what is going to allow you to navigate your way around here on the center of the dashboard. I just hit the home button to get to this particular screen, and here's everything you have. I'm going to go all the way to the front. There's not a lot here as far as navigating your way around this particular area, but it's very easy to figure out what you're looking for. Depending on what you want, you can figure out what to navigate to and to click on. So you're basically going to just use this as a trackpad, and when you get to what it is you want to select, you push on that, and then you're going to go into these little sub menus here, and that is going to determine where you go next depending on what you're looking for. And it's just the same thing. Just surf around. If it's the wrong place for whatever reason, you can hit the back button, it'll take you back there, or hit the home button and it will take you home Everything just super easy to navigate. Very well laid out and very well designed. Looks nice, very easy. Okay guys, I mentioned the fact that the infotainment screen or system is new and innovative. It's actually very easy to use. You do have the trackpad down here if you wish to use that, which is not a bad thing. When you're driving down the road, if for some reason you need to navigate something on the infotainment screen, that's nice to have. Very easy to use. You're just going to press down on that and select whatever it is you need. Try not to get tongue twisted there. Very easy to use. I mean, you almost don't need someone to show you how to do this. But remember what I said earlier, I've had a lot of people that have told me they'd like to have a touch screen in these Mercedes vehicles. Well, here you go. Here is your touch screen. And just in the same way that you can select everything on the trackpad, you can also select everything here with the screen itself and make changes. It's actually really, really cool. Of course, you have all of the multitude of colors here available for the interior, and I'll give you a shot of what that looks like in just a minute. I just put that on the screen for you so you can kind of see a little bit of that. Something unusual today to be able to do that. I've got to thank my friends here at Southern Automation Incorporated here in Shreveport, Louisiana for loaning me their shop today to be able to actually bring you into a little bit darker environment than what I normally use. So that's very helpful. So again, you can either use the touch screen itself. I just use the trackpad to do that, or you can hit the home button right here and navigate through all of the various functions that are available here, whether it's the phone or the radio. I'll click that right there. It's so easy to use. I just have to really say that's very impressive with what Mercedes has done with this new infotainment system. And you do have voice commands available. You can program all of that. I'm not going to do that today in this video. Let me know, guys, if you want me to do a specific video to show you how to use all of these features in the vehicle here, the GLC 300, and that's all we do. Just let me know what you want. A lot of good information here that you can go through about the vehicle itself. If you want to know what's going on with the engine, just click on that. Consumption, I mean, everything is just so easy to use. And again, I can use the screen itself, I can use the touch screen, or I can use the trackpad if I want to go back and select whatever it is I want to right there. It's just so simple. Now I notice it's not actually working to select everything there with the trackpad. You actually are having to do that with the screen. So it looks like there's a little bit of a combination of both, but nothing to worry about. You're going to figure that out very easily here. In fact, that's what I'm helping you to do right now. But I really have to say I like this. Now, one thing I will say about this is when it comes to using the trackpad, everything goes in sync with your finger. So I'm swiping my finger to the right, everything moves to the right, same thing to the left. What you would expect, but just nice to know that. It's not going to be an issue where people get confused, we'll say. There is so much here that you can adjust. As you can see, I mean, here's something that I think is nice. Active brake assist, you can change that. You can turn that off if you want to. You can go with medium, early, low, whatever it is or late, I should say, depending on what you want to do right there. I really like that. And attention assist, there is so much here. Let's surf our way through that. I'll just use the trackpad to do that. Blind spot assist. And I just like how everything is corresponding with the vehicle itself on the right-hand side of the screen, as you can see. And I apologize for putting my hand right there. I'm so used to teaching that it's just hard not to do that. So forgive me for that, guys. I don't mean to annoy anybody. But boy, there's just so much here. I'm probably going to wind up doing a video where we just go through all of this individually and just touch on everything, how you can change things, what you can look for, where it's located, all that good stuff here. And being a former race car driver, I like the fact that you have all the telemetry right here that basically gives you, for those of you who may know something about the sport of drag racing, it's almost like having a race pack here in your Mercedes. And you get to go and look at what's going on with the vehicle. It's actually very impressive and very cool. So like I said, let me show you the lighting so you can kind of see. This is set, make sure that's set to its highest so that it's nice and bright. And we'll go back here and I'll show you all of the different color variations that you can expect to find here in the GLC 300. Okay guys, here's how quick. I'm going to touch the screen and the color changes very quickly. And there are just so many awesome colors here. I'll put the exact number on the screen because I don't want to miss any information for you on that, but that is just so cool. You can change the color, the brightness, everything to do with the interior lighting depending on what your mood is and what you do or don't want. It can be as bright or as dim as you want it to be. Just really, really cool. One of the great features that Mercedes, and of course there's other car makers that have this technology available, but I just have to say Mercedes really does a great job with this. That's one reason I really enjoy making videos with the Mercedes vehicles and being able to play with all these cool features. All right guys, we're gonna get out on the road for a quick little test drive with the GLC 300. Now I've got it set to sport mode, and it runs pretty well. For a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder, I have to say, that's pretty impressive. You actually do feel the acceleration when you're going down the road. I have it in Sport Plus, like I said, so there's obviously multiple modes depending on what you might want to do. But for me personally, Sport Plus is where it's at, so that's where I'm set for the time being. But I can tell you, everything is nice and responsive. So let's see here, let me get past this little driveway this truck's about to come up now. We'll come out of, I should say. So let's just see. I'm going to downshift. Shifter paddles are nice and responsive. I must say, I've been in some higher end vehicles that cost a lot more than this, that were really true high performance vehicles. And the shifter paddles were not quite as responsive, so that is a plus if you want to use them. Now, like I said, there's other driving modes, so let's try a couple of other driving modes. I will go down to comfort, and I don't know how easy it will be to tell the difference, but actually, yeah, I can tell the difference. Obviously, it's like anything else. It's going to change the way the vehicle handles, the steering characteristics, the shocks, how stiff the ride is, basically the performance and ability to drive a little more spiritedly, we'll say. But I'll tell you what, comfort is a nice mode to drive in if that's what you want. And I like the fact that when I'm getting on the brakes work great. But sometimes in some of the vehicles, you'll find a combination of a soft brake pedal or an aggressive. I shouldn't say combination, but it's one extreme or the other. It's soft or it's aggressive. And honestly, I find the brake pedal in this model to really be kind of the balance of both. You know that the vehicle has great braking power, that it is slowing down as you need it to, but it's not so much that you have to adjust to an aggressive brake pedal, so to speak, that you barely touch it and it almost gives you a whiplash. So another really high mark right there. And the gas pedal, very easy to use. It's not real soft and it's not difficult to push down either, so that's another plus. You know, of course, if you're not a car guy like I am, I know that might not make a lot of sense to you, but that's just stuff people might want to know about. Now, what about the overall steering? The steering is good too. Now, you do have the auto start stop feature here. You can turn that off, and which I just did. That is something that is available here. And if you're not familiar with what that is, it's basically just meant to save gas. When you come to a stop, the engine turns off. When you take your foot off the brake pedal and push the gas pedal again, it will come back on. So just something to think about. But overall handling seems to be good, even though I haven't really been able to get out and get into a situation where I've had some sharp corners to take or anything like that, at least not today. But I must say that I'm really impressed with the overall handling here. It seems that the handling is nice and smooth. I'm taking my one little turn there. I don't want the camera to turn over, so I didn't take it too fast, but we do have a little bit of a sharp corner coming up here, but I can't take it at a very decent speed just because we're in a little bit of an industrial area, a lot of parking lots people can pull in and out of. But I think it might give us a good little test here as to the overall cornering of the GLC 300. This is my first experience with this particular vehicle. And so let's see how we do here. I'm doing a little bit above the speed limit. Not bad. You kind of heard some of the stuff move around in the back seat and the rear cargo area. But I have to say, that was actually very impressive. Very minimal body roll. And another plus, even though this isn't necessarily a high-performance vehicle, something that I think all vehicles should have is good bolstering in the seats. So if you do wind up taking a corner somewhat fast, like I just did, you stay in place. It just makes driving and riding a much more enjoyable experience. And so that's basically what it amounts to. So what do you think about the Mercedes GLC 300? Is it something you plan to buy or something you already own? Do you own a model older than 2020? Tell me about it and tell me what you think about it. I'd like your feedback down in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, guys, make sure to hit the like button. That really helps me a lot. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'd like to thank my friends at Mercedes Benz of Shreveport, Louisiana for being kind enough to loan me this GLC for the day. And of course, all of you for taking the time to watch. I'll see you in my next video, guys. Have a wonderful day.